What's going on, world? So something just popped up on my news feed. I'm gonna play the video. um, I can't say that I'm fully surprised by it, but I'm kind of sort of surprised by it. Then I'm more so surprised that it's happening in my home state, in my city. For those of you who may not know, I'm born and raised from Dallas, Texas. So on a report, because I always get all the trucking information, because that's the industry I'm in. That's where I'm trying to devote my knowledge to, because that's the new career path I'm taking. Like I said, the industry I'm in transportation, and I'm in trucking. So when this feed popped up about autonomous trucking, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I know I came into this game late, but I wasn't expecting to get canceled and get kicked out either, at least not so quickly. So I'm gonna play the story so you can hear it and have your opinion on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you mine, get it out of the way, and then in the comment section, just let me know what you think about it. For those of you that are truckers, and then for those of you who are not truckers, because honestly, the same could be said about the grocery industry, and more obvious, the banking industry. When I was younger, I always wanted to work at a bank. I just thought it was cool. Get to handle money. Make money. Either, you are extremely skilled and smart to help people, as far as giving them financial advice and stuff like that. So I always thought it was cool. But as I got older, and just my imagination and watching movies, I was afraid to work at a bank, because I'm thinking, man, like one of my favorite movies set it off. I'm like, I didn't want to be Vivica A. Fox's character and getting robbed, or seeing somebody get killed in front of me because they're trying to steal money. So I say that to say, with banking, none of us, at least myself, and I'm pretty sure the people working there, ever thought that robots would replace them. And most people don't even go to banks. If you do, you hardly ever go inside. You just primarily go through the drive-through, and you go through the to the ATM. Me and my mother, we used to go to the banks all the time, regular banks, credit unions, and it was always a good environment. And that's why I wanted to work at a bank when I was younger. Just hanging out with my mom, and just the people at the bank used to always seem so nice and cool to me. So, but the ATM was supposed to be a helpful aid to the normal bank teller, the human being. And it wound up now replacing them. Go to a bank. I noticed it myself with Bank of America. Now it's also at Chase. Now I'm not sure. I don't bank with Wells Fargo and the others, so I'm not sure. But as far as Bank of America and Chase, at least here in Dallas, Texas, if you go in one of those banks, you don't see bank tellers. They probably have the there used to be a line you would go through, and it would have like a suction situation, tubing, and if you want to deposit money or withdraw money, checks and stuff like that, you write your info down, put it in the tube, send it, press the speaker. Before you do that, you press the speaker, talk to the bank teller. Him or her will introduce themselves, ask you, what you needed. You tell them, put the information in the tube along with your identification. Sometimes they ask you for your debit card. this is for my 1980s folks like me and older. Some of you 1990s people, y'all know about this too. So that's how you used to do it. Now everything is Apple Watch, iPhone, what is it, Samsung Gear Watch, and Google Pay, or Droid Pay, whatever it's called, Apple Pay. So it's slowly squeezed human beings out. So when I went to the Bank of America, I walked in and it was just a very few minimum people. And instead of the counter where you would have like 3 or more bank tellers, it was gone. And all you had was a couple of ATM machines with one human being in there, just in case, I guess, you still needed something that you can't do with the ATM, but the ATM replaced people. And it's the same thing at Chase as well. Now you still have your people in there, because from what, and I could be wrong, last time I went to a bank, of course, the bank tellers have been pretty much removed. It was either 3 or maybe 4 ATMs, and you do everything through the ATM, and there's one human being there just in case you might need some further assistance that the ATM machine can't do. And that's primarily to open up accounts, because from my knowledge, you can't open up an account with the robot, at least not yet. You can't. That's whether it's a personal checking, personal savings, I think any of the IRAs, 401ks, business accounts. To my knowledge, you still can't do that with a machine. Maybe in the future, but that's why they keep the one person there and a couple of others, people that have bachelor's or associates in that field. So I say that just to say, those bank tellers didn't think they were going to get replaced. Fast forward to a lot of the major stores, like the Walmarts that are around me. They completely got rid of all the cashiers. Now I worked at a Walmart, and I know, sometimes it was getting, certain times of the day and certain day around holidays, it gets hectic in there, and you'd be like, oh my God, you're just getting overworked and overwhelmed. But at the end of the day, you still had a job. So they've gotten rid of most of the employees. Now, if you see someone, they're stocking, they're doing, they have the cart where if the person orders their food or whatever, everything is moving, which I'm not against technology and stuff like that. I'm against putting people out of work. I'm not against technology. I just don't want people getting put out of work. And that drives up unemployment. It drives up crime. It takes a toll when you remove people from jobs. So I say that to say, and then like I said, when I worked at Walmart, I never thought, I knew we had the self-checkouts, but I didn't think that was going to replace a person. I didn't think I would be replaced. Now, this was years ago when I worked at Walmart, but still, I'm just fast forwarding it up to 2024. Now, most Walmarts, at least the ones I go to, there's hardly any cashiers in there. You may have one. And I think that's only because of tobacco and maybe the alcohol is why you have that one person in there. Everything else, you gotta check yourself out. They done turn people into cashiers without paying them, and they try to bully you with the bags. I think in California you gotta pay for your bags. At least here in Dallas and Texas you don't, or maybe you do. I don't. I just look at them crazy when they tell me, oh, you only can have one bag. Then don't let my wife be with me. My wife would tell them, hey, well, if that's the case, you come second. And that usually they leave us alone, because you turn me into an employee without paying me, and then you had the nerve to tell me I only can use one bag. So it's been times where we, sometimes we just go on with the flow, and then it's like, okay, we already had one of them type of days or weeks. Okay, one bag it is. So now every item we being petty. We put one item in each bag versus we would, stack multiple items up and we just double sack it. But they want to be petty, we can be petty too. And then of course I hate, a lot of the produce, some of the good produce, when you check them, they may or may not have a sticker, so they want you to know how to weigh it and operate their machines. It's just, I'm getting off subject, but I'm saying this all makes sense where I'm just saying that I'm not a fan of people losing their jobs and being replaced by a robot. And that's what happened in the banking industry, and that's what's happening in the grocery industry, and now it seems like it's about to happen in the trucking industry. And to me, it's messed up on the banking and grocery industry, but to me, that's not dangerous. What they're trying to do in trucking to me is dangerous. I only see it working if everybody is hands-free and everybody's car is driving itself, and I guess the computers can communicate with each other and let each vehicle know that to keep the whatever distance. But if I'm driving along the highway, me, my wife, my daughter, and I look over to my right or my left and I see a big 18-wheeler and nobody behind the wheel, the thought coming to my mind is get away from it, because I don't know if it's gonna come over or not. There's nobody there. So it's like you don't know what it's about to do. That's the thing that really scares me. It's too unknown. I hate to put them on blast, but just look at some of the accidents that happen with Teslas. And that's with people either sitting in the other seat or in the back seat. It's a good thought, but sometimes we're moving too fast. So as you're gonna see in this video, it's already happening right now. I hadn't seen none personally, but they're doing what's called the triangle. So you got Dallas, we got Fort Worth, Dallas, I believe Houston to San Antonio, and it just keeps making that triangle. It's going on right now. So if you're in Texas and you're on Interstate 20, Interstate I-10, 45, and maybe even 35, I think is what the article says. I'm gonna play the article and I'll try to slow it so you can see. You probably have driven next to one of these trucks and just didn't know it. And some of you driven next to it and you do know, because maybe it had an accident. It didn't report that it had any accidents. It does say that there's supposed to be somebody in there to prevent an accident, but my thought process is it's a robot driving, so if the other person is in there and they're strapped in their seatbelt, the reaction time is going to be delayed, and I don't see it, ending well. Someone jumping from the passenger seat to come over, probably have to enter in a override code to take over before something catastrophic happens. That's just a recipe for disaster. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm not a fan of it. I would be a fan of it if every vehicle was like that or had that feature. Then even then it's going to be some hiccups and hurdles, but nah, I'm not a fan of self-driving cars and definitely semi-trucks when I'm still out here on the road with my family. Nah, I'm not a fan. That's my thoughts. You check out this article. Let me know your thoughts. Share the share the video, and yeah, let's talk about it.